Hi Aquarius, welcome to your monthly reading for September 2022. I do have the air on just because it's so warm, so if you hear some background sounds, it's the air. So just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. Okay, so I love this month for you. This is a really great month actually for the signs that I've read for so far. A lot of abundance, a lot of kind of taking things to the next level, ready to expand. For you, Aquarius, I feel like this month is all about leadership and all about stepping into your role as a leader this month. And I feel like this is a long time coming, actually. I feel like you've been preparing for this. I feel like you've been building up. It's almost like you knew that, okay, this is kind of the energetic space that I need to get myself to, but I'm trying to clear out a lot of the, just the blockages that are in my way. And so whether that is on a financial level, on an emotional level, or it could even just be the people that we're around, whatever it is, I feel like most of this year, and I feel like even, I want to say almost the last 2 years-ish so, has been about really realigning where we need to be in order to fully step into this role of leadership in a fluid way, like in a way where it almost kind of feels effortless, where it just feels natural. And I kind of feel like maybe up until now, it kind of felt a little bit forced, or it felt a little bit like, yes, I want to get there. I know that this is my path, but I feel like maybe I'm not entirely ready, or I want to be ready, but there's something holding me back. And I feel like there's a lot of breakthroughs that are going to happen this month. And I feel like for some of you that might have already happened, or you can kind of feel yourself really, and I feel like so many of you are so intuitive, you can kind of sense the energy that is coming towards you. So you can kind of sense that, okay, I can feel that I'm going to start to come out of this. Like I may still even be in it, but I don't feel myself really attached to that way of thinking, or to that energetic space where I feel stuck. So we could also say that perhaps this month, we're getting ourselves unstuck from a lot of maybe belief systems or things that we have taken on, maybe narratives that we have taken on, stories that we tell ourselves that just no longer apply. They no longer resonate, and they don't match with this new path that we're on. And they're actually showing me, my guides are actually showing me that it's actually kind of impossible to have both at the same time. So one has to give. Either we continue with the narrative or the story or the limiting belief system if we felt like we were in one. We can't have that and step into a role of leadership and independence and freedom at the same time. We can't have both of those. So we're kind of really in this, you've been in this middle space for some time, but I really feel like there's like these lasting remains like this. If you feel this month, there's an increase in memories or experiences, or you kind of feel like there's some things kind of returning or coming back from the past that you thought you dealt with, just know that it's not that it's happening again, or you still are, being affected by something. They are remains of these imprints, like these energetic imprints from certain experiences that have had a significant role in your life, have played a dominant role in your life, that may have contributed to certain choices, decisions, or maybe even loss of opportunities, things like that. So just allow yourself to stay present in the moment. Know that you really have outgrown a lot of these things, even if you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, why is this happening again? It's not happening again. It is a purging. It's like a purging of, like the last of it. So make sure you stay connected to yourself this month and stay in the moment and focus on moving forward, because that will just help you to detach from whatever's, I know it's easier said than done, but it may be helpful to maybe even think of it as, those clouds that are just kind of floating on by, like sometimes in certain meditations, guided meditations, whenever we have thoughts that come up, to detach or disengage from those ruminating thoughts, to kind of visualize them as just clouds passing by, to notice them, they're there, but we don't have to engage with them. We don't have to entertain them. So that's kind of what's coming up here for me too. So, okay, let's see what your spread looks like here. I also, as I'm laying out your cards, a movie that they showed me as soon as I tuned into your energy was the movie Chef. So I'm not sure if some of you have seen that movie, love that movie. they were kind of telling me how it's like, there's this where he felt like he thought he was supposed to have success really happened in a different way. And it really allowed him to kind of surrender to a new idea or something that maybe he hasn't thought of, or something that he was actually resisting. This idea of getting this food truck. I'm sorry if this is something you haven't seen and I'm kind of spoiling it for you. I apologize. But I feel like, it's like this, I know that this would be a good idea, but for some reason I'm kind of resisting it because it doesn't align or match up with the dream or vision I had for myself on how I thought my life was going to be, or how I thought this career would go for me. Like for him, he thought he would really expand and grow in the place that he was already in the restaurant, but it wasn't aligning with his vision, with his ideas. He didn't have a lot of freedom, creative freedom with what he wanted to do, what he wanted to create in the kitchen. And, getting that food truck really allowing him to, he surrendered to the idea. He said, okay, let's see where this goes. Let me give it a chance. Let me give it a try. And he found that that's where his success was. He found that it was almost instant too. It was like this instant success, and it really led him to his dream, like where he actually have always envisioned himself to go. But the route that he took was different from what he originally planned for himself. And so that is kind of the message that I felt was coming through by that movie kind of popping up here for me. So I feel like for some of you, you may have felt like, I really thought that this was my dream. I really thought that my life was supposed to go in this direction. So why does it feel like it's really going in a completely different direction? So I feel like for some of you, it could be that, no, that is your end goal. It just may be a different route than what you thought you were supposed to take. So, could also be a different perspective, and on, for some of us, how we can also view the concept or the idea of failure. It's like you didn't really fail. It's just that, the way we thought something was going to turn out is just being rerouted, and it's a different direction. And we can take those lessons and not allow ourselves to sit too long in the disappointment, and to get back up and to try again or try something different, and to not give up on ourselves. Beautiful. Ace of Cups. You might be spending a lot of time alone this month as well. You might be really, and I feel like it's for the purposes of creativity, to really expand your vision. I feel like for some of you, you may feel like sometimes when you're around too many people, even if it's people you really enjoy their company or you love them, and it has nothing to do really with them, but I feel like you may just have this desire to kind of do things on your own this month, really kind of just be in your own space, really detach from other people, that kind of thing. Let's see the foundation here for Aquarius for the month of September. Queen of Swords. It's in the past. Beautiful. Love that. Look at that. And that's you, Aquarius. Showing up in the past position here. Okay. Really waking up to yourself, to your potential, healing as well. Really kind of stepping into your authenticity is what I'm feeling here. A lot of creative ideas. This is a very, very creative month. I heard the words ingenious ideas as well when I tapped into your energy. So this is a very creative month, and I feel like you're kind of becoming untethered as well. You're not holding yourself back anymore. You're really going after, it's almost like you're leaving no stone unturned. Like even if it doesn't work out, you're curious, you're like, what if this works out? Or what if I do it like this? Okay, that didn't work. Let's scrap that idea and let's try something else. And I think that's going to lead to some really great findings this month. So putting on that kind of explorer's hat this month is going to be really beneficial. I feel like it's going to lead you down, things that maybe you haven't thought of for yourself, but exactly what you're looking for. So a lot of heart energy here. I love this. We have the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So a lot of love for, I feel like your heart chakra is awakening. Your emotions, your joy, your place of joy is really starting to come alive. And maybe that's something that hasn't really been active for some time. Maybe we felt a bit depleted in our energy. But I really feel like there's a sense of joy and happiness. And I feel like you're giving yourself permission to do that as well. You're giving yourself permission to be happy, to not take on maybe other people's problems and what, they're going through, especially if you're an empath or highly sensitive. Sometimes when we're okay in our life, but then we're around others who are going through something, it's sometimes difficult to kind of stay centered in our own world, in our own life, and to not take on other people's problems and issues. Not that we can't have empathy, but sometimes if we get kind of disconnected from ourselves and we get caught up in other people's what's going on with them, it can be a bit we can get misaligned really quickly. So very beautiful, so abundant. Yeah, Empress, beautiful. Okay. So really trusting the flow of your creative ideas, allowing yourself to nurture yourself, pouring your energy into yourself this month. We might be even like recovering or recuperating from something. Maybe the last few months have been have felt kind of like a bit of a shakeup in terms of your energy, and now you're regrounding yourself, or I feel like there's been like a recalibration. What's in the environment for Aquarius this month? 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Hopes, dreams, and desires for Aquarius. Okay. I love this. Actually, the 2 of Swords and the Emperor, very powerful energy here. Really coming undone or unstuck from taking action on things. So if you feel like you've been blocked, I love this because I feel like you have this desire to come unstuck or unstuck from things that you really want to take action on, but you maybe have felt blocked, like creative block or writer's block, something like that. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. Really tapping. And I love this because we have the Emperor and the Empress. So there's a beautiful balance here. So taking action on these creative ideas, really being in the flow, surrendering to what's coming towards you, and then allowing yourself to take action on them. How do I want to put this into practice? How do I want to create something out of this idea that I'm getting? Like I have all this inside me. How do I express it? Final outcome. Okay, and there's a lot of heart energy here as well. A lot of, powerful soulmate kind of energy too. So we have the 2 of Cups, the Devil, and the Ace of Swords in your final outcome here. So we'll look into this as we go through the reading. But I do feel like there may be a significant partnership that is kind of changing as you change as well. So it's all connected. So we'll look into that, but that's in your final outcome here. I feel like there's a breakthrough there, especially with that Ace of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck. Interesting. We have the 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay. I'm curious. I really want to pick a clarifying card for that. Why is the 6 of Swords in reverse? This is about 6 of Swords in reverse. Actually, the 6 of Swords in reverse feels like something about stability. Something about creating stability within yourself. I feel like the time of needing to escape chaos is over for you, is what I'm sensing here, because the 6 of Swords upright is, needing to kind of get away from some chaotic situation, or from a situation where, we are needing to feel, we feel like this fight or flight kind of response from, is almost kind of what I'm sensing here. But with the 6 of Swords in reverse, I feel like if you feel like you've been in this energy for quite some time, I feel like this is a time in your life now that you're entering into where it's more about thriving and stability and creating an environment for yourself where you don't need to always, flee, is now where you're at. So this is no longer about needing to manage chaos. This is about creating stability and harmony and peace in your life now. So that's the cycle that you're entering now, starting in September. And I feel like for some of you, you've already really started it. I feel like this last few days, there's been a shift in energy. I don't know if some of you have felt it or not, but there's been a significant shift in energy. And it's like you're able to kind of sense what we're entering into, and there's more of a detachment from what's not working and what's kind of, I feel like there's also less of a tolerance as well. So for those of you who have really been dedicated to that inner work, there's becoming less and less of a tolerance for things that do not really feed into your growth. Do not really feed into your expansion. So, anything, whether this is a movie or, some kind of relationship or connection, maybe even certain channels on YouTube. Maybe there's some things that you used to resonate with, and now that you're watching, they're like, I don't even know why I'm watching this. Like, this just seems, I feel like there's a better use of my time. This doesn't really help me. Maybe this is just feeding into the drama, or this is feeding into maybe some negativity. But it's not really giving me anything of value. I don't really need to engage in this energy. So take that as it resonates, but it's almost like you're just so dedicated to your growth and really stepping into your purpose this month. Like, it's going to feel like a really big shift for you. Like, all of a sudden, none of this just feels like it matters anymore. I don't really need to know this information about this other person, or I don't really need to engage in that drama. Do I really need to know what's going on in their life? Does it really apply to me and my life? So that kind of thing, it's like there's this shift in mindset, shift to priorities. And I really feel like you're taking action there. And that's part of that Emperor energy, actually, because that empowered Emperor and the Empress, really, they dedicate themselves to this empowerment. Like, they know where they should be putting their energy that's going to help them live their best life. And if there's something that doesn't feel good, there's something that doesn't resonate with them, they're able to take action and make those responsible choices for themselves. And that's part of showing up as a leader as well. So it's not just about showing up as a leader in terms of your work and what you're putting out into the world, but also showing up as a leader for yourself in your own life, because that is what actually reflects that leadership outwards. And it's also what creating that dependability, that reliability, and that responsibility with yourself, being able to see that with yourself, will also reflect out into the world. So if you are wanting to step into that leadership role in your work or whatever it is that you're going into, others will also be able to kind of see that in you as well, if you see that in yourself first. Okay, so that is what the Six of Swords was. Okay. The Ace of Cups and the Hermit. Yeah, I really feel like you're going to savor this time that you have by yourself this month. Some of you maybe also be really, this is very interesting. You're really going to prioritize what feels good this month. So even if there are moments where, I kind of see for some of you, your schedule is going to look like, especially if you work for yourself, because there's a lot more freedom in terms of schedule in that sense, that, you may work really, really hard for like a few days and then allow yourself a few days of just enjoyment and just being able to relax and just being able to fully recharge and not feeling guilty about it is a huge thing. It's almost like now I'm kind of hearing that the way that we work as a society, like in general, the way we approach work is starting to shift and it's starting to change. And so that is something that you're going to see in yourself first. That, it's okay to not always constantly be in this work, hustle mindset. So I feel like you're starting to reflect what is manifesting outwardly on a bigger scale. It's starting to show up in each individual person's life, especially the more in tune you are, the more aligned you are with this energy, and you can feel like these energies you're able to kind of reflect that out. Look at how we're changing, how we're shifting, because you'll start seeing those shifts and changes in your own personal life. And so for this Ace of Cups and the Hermit, I see you're actually really enjoying your alone time. You're enjoying this time with yourself. You are exploring more of what you love. I feel like there is a detachment there's some kind of detaching that I'm seeing here. And through that detaching, you are able to increase your levels of enjoyment and fulfillment as well. So this is going to go to a whole nother level. And it's happening that way because you are detaching from something that I feel like has been toxic for you. And it may have been something that was unconsciously something that we were kind of attached to. And untethering ourselves from that is going to give you a whole new sense of pleasure and inner peace. So that's going to be really exciting. There's a lot of transformation happening here for you this month of September. So can we clarify this Ace of Cups and the Hermit? There's a lot of letting go. That letting go is bringing you a lot of peace. Four of Wands, beautiful. Peace and harmony. Again, that stability, creating stability. I'm seeing strong root chakra energy here. So there could also be some harmony that's so in a home situation within family. This could also be extended family as well. So if there has been a bit of, there's something realigning here. I feel like this Four of Wands is actually indicating something bigger than just, like, there is happiness at home is kind of what I'm seeing. There's happiness, enjoyment, fulfillment at home. But I also feel like on a deeper level, this is also healing certain dynamics within your family structure, your home structure, that is coming to resolution now. And that's part of that detaching. So maybe for some of you, this could be long-held quarrels or arguments between certain family members. Those things are starting to now dissipate. They're starting to lose their hold over us. They no longer seem like they really fit with this new paradigm that we're entering into. And so with this Four of Wands, this is a beautiful energy here that I'm seeing. There is a detachment from an untethering of anything that has contributed to an imbalance in our foundation. So this is like a whole new beginning in terms of stability and security. So really strong, beautiful, healthy root chakra energy here, which also means easier time with finances, with abundance, with being able to attract those things for ourselves without having that feeling of fear and panic or worry about it. So releasing all of that. So a lot of that is going through its own transformation here. So very beautiful. Let's pick one more. Okay, no, they're saying continue on. Okay. All right, Nine of Swords here. Clarity in your mind, clarity through certain situations. I feel like there's some kind of communication coming in here. What does the Knight of Swords have to say? Could also be happening through dreams, something that you read, something that you read. It's going to be something that you read, a written word. So whether that's in a book, in a magazine, something that you read online, a blog, could also be a letter. Nine of Pentacles. Okay, what is this about? Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. The High Priestess and the Ten of Wands. Okay, some of you are communicating your wisdom, something that you know. Some of you are coming out of a place of hiding, actually, is what I'm seeing here. You are embracing your rightful place in something that you're very gifted in, something that you're very talented in. You are allowing yourself to be seen. You're allowing yourself to be acknowledged. And that's going to be met with rewards with the Nine of Pentacles here. It's going to be met with rewards. It's something that you deserve, something that you are worth. You're seeing your own worthiness. You're seeing what you bring to the table, and you're doing something with it. You're communicating to the world, this is what I am worth, this is what I can do, and I'm no longer going to play on the sidelines. I'm no longer going to take a back seat to this. I'm going to make something out of what I know I can do, what I know I am capable of. And because you're kind of speaking that in, you're manifesting that, right? Like, so what you say, what you speak, how you act, even on an unconscious level. So even if we don't necessarily speak it with our mouths, with our voice, it's through your actions, it's through what you do. You're communicating something to the universe about what you believe about yourself and what you believe you deserve. And this month, there is something that you're doing that's very empowering. It's you're making some kind of statement. And there's going to be some kind of reaction from the universe in a positive way. With the 10 of Wands, I feel like this has been something that has weighed heavily on you for a long time. I feel like this is the end of some kind of burden that you are no longer willing to carry. You know that you don't need to carry it anymore. And I feel like part of it has to do with holding back. I feel like maybe this stepping into your full power is something that requires you to put down a heavy weight. So it's almost like, again, it's one or the other. We can't be carrying this heavy weight and also step into this, empowering role of freedom and expansion is kind of what I'm seeing here. So you're done carrying this weight. And perhaps this 10 of Wands is carrying the weight of others' expectations, of what other people want, or like I said earlier, carrying the weight of other people's problems that are not yours, that it's not about you. It could even be projection from others as well, thinking that we have to kind of hold ourselves back in order to make another person comfortable, that we don't get to shine because it may offend someone else, or it may make another person feel inferior in some way, but that's realizing that is actually not your job, that's not your responsibility. And so I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting from this 10 of Wands. You are done carrying that weight. It's not yours. You're realizing it's not yours to carry to begin with. And that true, like if we're really wanting to step into this place of helping, the best way to do that is to shine your light, is for you to be the best version of yourself. And that light is what will inspire other people naturally. The people who are meant to see it, the people who are meant to resonate with it will. And so that is a huge, profound thing that I feel like but it's something that you are taking to the next level. You're doing something with it or about it in a very tangible way this month. Okay, the Star. So again, being acknowledged, being seen, really stepping into your purpose, stepping into your authenticity, who you really are. I really feel like there's going to be a lot of acknowledgement this month. There's going to be a lot of, ready to, you're just ready, I feel like. What can we clarify the Star here? I need to know about the Star. This is in your past situation as well. So the 9 of Wands, yeah. So a lot of hard lessons learned. I feel like a lot of you are coming out of some kind of cycle, you're closing up some chapters here, and you have seen what you needed to see. There was some wisdom, some information that was revealed to you in the recent past, and you're taking that information and you're allowing it to, I feel like you may have needed some time to really let it sink. Maybe you needed some time to really understand what was being revealed to you, what was being communicated to you. Perhaps some of you were being guided to, okay, here, look, you're gonna, in the near future, you're gonna start walking this path. So take this next few months or even this year to really allow yourself to recalibrate and realign, reorient your mind to, going down this path that Spirit is revealing to you. And I feel like that's what we're coming out of, letting you know that you've learned what you needed to learn. You have understood your purpose here, or you've understood something very significant. And it's time for you to really step into this purpose, or something that really inspires you. There's something that Spirit wants you to embrace, wants you to take on the offer. And I feel like now we're really moving into that energy where you're ready to do something, put action to it. So I feel like a lot of you are also in this place of needing to plan out, have strategy on how you want to move forward here. And so there may be a lot of things that you need to tend to or take care of. So you may be juggling quite a few things this month, but I do see you being on top of it though. Take your time with it. Don't be hard on yourself. Allow yourself to do things in the way that really resonates with you, that feels comfortable to you. But I do see that you're needing to kind of, some of you could also feel like you're a bit stuck too. Again, feeling a bit stuck with where you are, because you're not entirely fully in this new beginning, but you're also not entirely in the past either. Like it's interesting. It's like you've been dislodged from something, but you're just kind of floating in midair. Like you're not really, it hasn't started yet or hasn't picked up speed yet. And I feel like, that at some point I got to move, like I can't just float here forever. I can't just stay in this one spot forever. This isn't going to go anywhere. Like this hot air balloon that she's sitting in is literally stuck in a bunch of in the trees, right? Like she can't move from that. So she has to kind of strategize and figure out how she wants to do this. And so I feel like for some of you, the general direction or general sense of, okay, I really need to start moving in this direction. I need to do something about this. And so I feel like in order for you to really create a lot of these changes, you're going to be quite busy this month. You're going to be wearing many different hats. Really having to juggle a lot of different things. So you're focusing on your health, you could be focusing on your finances, you could be focusing on your career, and also focusing on your relationships and your connections. Maybe some things are ending, some things are beginning. So I feel like there's multiple things happening at once this month. It's going to feel like that. But I also feel like you're going to really be staying on top of it. I see you very focused and being very discerning. I feel like your time is precious, your resources and your energy is precious, and you're really being wise. You're being wise about where you invest your energy. Okay, let's move into the Knight of Cups. What do we need to know about this Knight of Cups? A lot of passion. There's a lot of passion that's awakening here. A blossoming. There is... I feel like you're coming out of some kind of comfort zone. And I feel like someone else had this message as well. I feel like it might have been Libra. You're coming out of some kind of comfort zone that no longer resonates with you. And as you come out of that comfort zone, you're also going to see how it might have been holding you back in hindsight. Like now in hindsight, you're looking back at that and you're like, oh my gosh, no wonder. It was so difficult for me to kind of make certain things happen, or for me to go after certain things, or, whatever it is, however that applies for you. You're coming out of some kind of comfort zone, and it's almost like you are allowing yourself to fully embrace, like fully step into this space of trusting yourself. And the minute you do that, it's almost like you just come alive. You just awaken. There's something that you're trusting, like something that where your heart is leading you to, and you just trust it. You have no idea how it's going to turn out, what it's going to be, whether it's going to succeed or fail, but you're just trusting it. And that is going to be almost in itself the lesson. And what are we trusting? How are we moving forward here with this Knight of Cups? What's this about? Wow, look at that, 10 of Cups. So harmony, fulfillment, feeling like you are right where you belong. Something will feel just so aligned. I'm also hearing that if you have been struggling with letting something go, moving out of a certain cycle, a certain connection, a certain relationship, a certain career, job, whatever it is, for some of you, what I'm seeing is you may connect with something that brings you so much joy and so much happiness that once that connection is made, it will be almost like a no-brainer to kind of put something else behind you. And it will put everything into perspective. You know, there will be something that will just sit so right with you or resonate so right with you that you will see it as your sense that you'll know it as your fulfillment, your happiness. Like, yes, this is where I'm meant to be. This is what makes me happy. This makes me come alive. This brings out the best in me. And this is how I've always seen myself. This is how I've always wanted to be. This is this version of myself that I have aspired to be. And I've worked so hard to be. And I can no longer, it's like no contest. So there's something that's coming in here for you. Could be an opportunity. Maybe it's a relationship or a connection. Just depends on where you are in your life and what you're seeking. But there's something that it'll be like a soulmate kind of connection. And that could happen even with like a career or some kind of passion or talent or skill that you're doing, something that you're going into. I'm seeing a podcast for some of you. So some of you could really love to like speak and communicate your knowledge, something like that. But there'll be something like the minute you do it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this earlier? What was I holding myself back from? Why was this so scary for me before? And that's what I meant by earlier. It's like in hindsight, you'll kind of look back at it and you'll see how staying in a certain comfort zone was really hindering certain aspects of your life, or there was some things that were just keeping you blocked, or holding you back in some way. So that is really awesome. I love that. We're looking forward to that this month. Okay. And then what a beautiful card to go into, the Empress. Okay. So really giving birth, manifesting. Oh, you're also protecting. I'm also seeing like this sense of protection, really protecting this new beginning, protecting something that you're creating, fiercely protecting it too. So I feel like that's the space that you're in. You're protecting your energy. You're really turning into inward. Self-love seems to be a very strong word for you this month too. So really investing your energy and increasing your levels of self-love, really raising your vibration to the frequency of self-love. So that's going to be very important, because there's something about that really helps us to align ourselves to our right path, is self-love. You know, that connection that we have, that deep connection that we have to ourselves really brings us home. That's how we do it. So what do we need to know about this Empress? What does this Empress have to say? Yeah, see, look at that. Protection. Really kind of blocking yourself off from anything that doesn't feel good. Really, 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 really trust your instincts on here. It's going to be speaking to you loud and clear. Listen to your intuition and shield yourself, shield your energy. And it's not something you have to go and tell people. Like, you don't have to, for example, if there's someone in your family, because sometimes I feel like family is the best, it's like the best teacher for us, because there are certain, like, you can't always escape family, right? Like, it's something that you can't really escape, but then there's also certain individuals that we really need to set strong boundaries with. And so this is not something that you necessarily need to go and tell the person, look, I'm going to energetically block you. But at the same time, it's like, listen to your intuition that tells you, you know, just be careful. Just be careful with what you tell them. Just be careful with how much you open up to them, or just kind of be guarded about this or that. So really listen to your intuition with where and with whom you feel kind of like an energetic shift. A lot of times our body will also tell us, it will let us know when we're uncomfortable, and when we feel like safe to open up and safe to really like disclose something, etc. So I feel like this month you might be just very guarded with your energy, and it's because you are protecting something that is very, very precious to you, something that's very important to you, and something that could still be also fragile in the beginning stages, but just has this really beautiful abundance, this potential for abundance to it. I see you just being very kind of just really keeping things to yourself this month about what you're creating, because, you know, it's really important that you see it through, that you're able to really see the potential of how far it could go. And so you're very protective, and it's for the sake of creating abundance for yourself. Well, which is really interesting, because in your environment energy, we have the 5 of Pentacles, which is the exact opposite of this abundant energy. So let's see what this is about. What this is about. Five of Pentacles. I'm hearing something about sacrifice. I'm hearing the word sacrifice. Interesting. Okay. I feel like this might be very specific to just a few of you. Let me pull a clarifying card just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that this, I'll tell you in a second what's coming up here. The Lovers. Okay. We have one more clarifying card about this. What is an outcome of this? How is this transforming? Okay, one more, please. Clarity about the moon. How is this transforming? Wow. Yeah. I feel like there's an end to this, but I want to see how it's... Okay. One more. We have one more. Yes, please. For Aquarius. Ah, wow. Look at that. Two of Cups. All right. Yeah, there's definitely a relationship here that is going through some kind of transformation, but at the same time, it's... I'm tempted to pull one more. Let me pull one more. Okay, thank you. Justice. Beautiful. And we have Strength too, as I took a peek at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So the Five of Pentacles here, I see, and this scenario may only resonate for some, but this is a story that I saw unfolding here. I feel like there may have been some kind of relationship, something where someone, and I feel like it was you, Aquarius, I feel like there was a lot of sacrifice in some kind of relationship. So with this card, what I kind of saw was almost like this voluntary self-sacrifice of, you know, I want everyone or someone else in a connection or in a relationship to be well. You know, I want them to have everything. I want them to be happy. So it's like you're pouring all of your affection and your love and your generosity into some kind of relationship. So it's almost like what they're kind of showing me is like the person that you sacrificed for gets to be in the house all nice and warm and toasty while you kind of volunteer to sit outside and your garden does not get watered. So there's an imbalance. There's no give and take in this relationship. There was someone who just took and there was someone who just gave and gave and gave. And so that's the Five of Pentacles. They're at some point, and in the beginning, you might have felt like it's okay, I can handle it, I'm strong enough, I can do this, I love this person enough, isn't love enough, that kind of thing. But the thing is that at some point, you really start to feel this sense of lack. You know, it's almost like you give and give and give until there's no more left to give. And for some of you, I feel like the relationship, this connection, whatever it is. And for some of you, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. We do have the Lovers and the Two of Cups, so that kind of tells me it is a romantic relationship. But you can take this as it resonates with your particular situation. There's something that I feel like we gave a lot of our energy to. We poured everything we had into it, and it left us feeling depleted in some form or another because there was this imbalance in give and take. And I feel like this connection was a major soul lesson into some of our more shadow aspects of perhaps codependency or kind of this self-sacrifice. And really, it really was a lesson in self-love. How much are you willing to let go of? You know, how far does a situation have to go in order for us to recognize I am more than this? I deserve more than this. This is not fair. right? So it's like being able to discern that, having enough within ourselves to build enough worthiness and sense of worthiness and sense of self-love within us to be able to discern and be able to feel what is going on here. This is not fair. I deserve so much more than this. Why is my flower not being watered? So I feel like that is that mirroring of some kind of connection that we've been in, something that we did not see, something we couldn't see. That's the moon. This is a lot of times when the moon comes out, it's our shadow aspects. It's the things that are in the dark, the things that are hidden from us that we did not know we had, or we didn't know we had this tendency, or we had this habit, or we had this thing. And that's also the devil energy as well. It's our attachments. It is, what are we feeling like we need that's outside of us that we can't find within ourselves. And so there is some kind of connection here. And I feel like that is kind of like the theme or the undertone of the lesson that was being learned within some kind of connection with this Lover's card. And it's interesting now because there is the Strength card as well. So the Strength card comes out when we are in the midst of overcoming certain types of challenges that are on a bigger scale, especially because the Strength card falls into the major arcana. So the major arcana cards, when those come out, it has to deal with these bigger themes in our life. It's not just like one occurrence. It's like this undertone of certain life lessons that we're being asked to look at. And so when the Strength card comes out, we are in the process of overcoming a major life lesson in our life. And I feel like for some, it could be this codependency. It could be this, I need to give up everything I have in order to, make someone else happy, kind of thing. And if this doesn't resonate, then it's not your story, but this is the energy or the message that I'm kind of picking up on here. So just leave it if it's not yours, or if that doesn't resonate with you. But I feel like there's someone here that's coming out of that. And that's part of that self-love. That's part of that empowerment that we're really stepping into. This is something that someone has profoundly overcome, because we also have the 7 of Wands. So this is setting strong boundaries. So someone here learned to set really strong boundaries. They kind of cut off that energy. They allowed themselves to see the situations for what they really are, or see certain people for what they really are. Because we may have felt like there was someone that we were connected to that was so worthy of that type of self-sacrifice, or that kind of affection, or that kind of, devotion or dedication. But really, it taught us like how much really it was just imbalance, and that was not fair, and that relationships need to come into balance. So by you setting strong boundaries, we brought in the Justice card, which is balance. Beautiful. Seeing right from wrong, being able to decipher, this is wrong, this is not okay, and I'm no longer going to allow this to continue, which is so beautiful. And when we do that, two things. Either we reach union within ourselves, which is really beautiful. We did have the 2 of Cups show up twice for you in this reading, which tells me there's this harmonious union in process here. So one is, I feel like first for you, Aquarius, there's going to be a union within yourself, especially because we have that feminine and we have the masculine. We have the Empress and the Emperor showing up in your reading as well. We also have the 10 of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. So lots and lots of love. But lots of union with oneself first is what I'm seeing here. And so that was kind of the first step that needed to happen first. In order for some kind of divine partnership where we have those mirroring souls to come together and manifest it in the physical world, there first needs to be a union within yourself first. And so that is what is happening for you this month. There's going to be an inner union happening for you by you setting boundaries, with a connection, or maybe many connections. Maybe this was something that we were doing with a lot of different types of relationships or connections in ways that we didn't realize we were doing that. And now it gets revealed. We kind of see things for what they are, and we're allowing ourselves to bring all of that back into balance and bring all of that back into harmony. And that's realigning ourselves with who we authentically are and where we're really meant to be in this life. So very beautiful, huge transformation there, huge inner development and inner transformation. I love that. So proud of you, Aquarius. Okay. 2 of Swords and the Emperor. Okay. What do we need to know about the 2 of Swords and the Emperor? Authority. Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Page of Swords. Okay. Hopes, dreams, and desires here. Some of you could be learning about something new, something that you weren't aware of. I feel like some of you are learning some new information about something that you didn't know before. What is this about? Can we have more clarity about the Page of Swords? I feel like you're also the Emperor here, but there's something that you're learning that is putting you in this Emperor energy even more. It's like that part of you is growing. Some of you could also really identify yourselves as someone who is very strong or dominant in your feminine energy, and you are working to really build up this masculine energy. So again, we have that balance and that inner union within ourselves. So I feel like you're working on something that is more focused on the masculine side of you. You're just, okay, okay. You're getting an idea. You're seeing a solution where you thought that something was not possible, or something was not, it was hidden from you. There's a solution to something that you are discovering through your learning, your research, your understanding about something, and you're finding a solution to a problem that you have had or you're having, or something that you're trying to find, like some kind of, like, how do I get out of this situation, or how do I rectify this thing? It could even be something in terms of like paperwork or something along those lines. And it's something that you're learning more about. So for example, I'm just going to use this as an example. It may really resonate. Some of you could actually be doing this. Maybe you're learning about finances. Maybe that's something that we didn't really, for some of us, we kind of felt like we could learn more about. Maybe it's kind of basic that we know and we want to increase our knowledge there. So maybe we're learning more about finances. And within that learning, that exploration, that kind of just this showing a general curiosity about, how can I actually build this knowledge base for myself even more? I don't really know much about it. I probably could, manage better, or whatever it is. Not saying that you need to do this or that you're, I'm not giving advice. It's just kind of an example that I'm using from the energy that I'm picking up on here. So it's like, okay, maybe I need to know more about this one thing. And while you're doing that, like while you're learning, there's something that will occur to you. There's some kind of epiphany that you'll have, or you'll find some kind of information while reading something, hearing something, that will help you to reach some kind of solution to a problem that you are facing, or something that you're trying to kind of bring to a resolution here. Like there's a discovery happening here. But it's through your active participation about learning about something and research and exploration. So the more you read, the more videos you watch, the more people you listen to, the more even doing your own, looking through your own, again, if we go with the example of finances, like looking at your own bills or your own expenses and kind of organizing yourself, you're going to find something in all of that. And it's going to help you figure something out. It's going to give you an answer to something. It'll open a door, like a secret door of hidden knowledge. And I'm also hearing something is a lot easier than you're thinking it is. It's not something you may have seen something like, oh my gosh, this looks like this big giant obstacle. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to figure this out. But it's through this learning that we're actually figuring out that something may not be as improbable as we thought it was. The Six of Cups. Interesting. What is the Six of Cups about? Ooh, interesting. Okay. Something about childhood. Something about your childhood. Something about the past, childhood. There could be something that we are maybe healing from. What is it about the childhood? What do we need to know about the Six of Cups and Ten of Pentacles? Ten of Swords. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I feel like this is something, maybe there was something that we learned in childhood that we are now seeing because of this Two of Swords here. This is about not being able to see clearly. This is about like blocked intuition too, as well. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. This is about being hidden information, hidden knowledge. And I feel like perhaps for some of you, there could be a masculine energy from your childhood. So maybe a father figure, a grandfather, an uncle, or, you know, someone who had a significant amount of influence in guiding you as you were growing up. And I feel like there's something that was passed down from childhood, maybe some kind of belief system, something that we learned in childhood that was given to us through a masculine figure in our childhood that has negatively impacted something that we're dealing with now. So for example, if I again go back to the example of finances, perhaps we had a masculine figure in our childhood that was quite controlling of finances, or had a certain perspective, or had a certain belief system about finances. And we take that on, right? Because we're children, that's what we know. So we absorb that information, and that's part of some kind of life lesson that we're learning here. But it's not something we really understood or have seen until we started doing this inner work and we really started to heal a lot of this stuff. But there's something here that is healing and that is changing around here for you. And there's like a new beginning. And it's through you learning, like, again, if you are learning more about, let's say, finances, you're relearning this information, things that you didn't know, and you're empowering yourself. So you are becoming your own powerful masculine energy for yourself. Because perhaps some of the things that we learned can come from a wounded masculine. But now all of that is kind of coming into balance. So I feel like for some of you, there's something that has been a long-held pattern that we picked up from childhood. Could have also been like these generational patterns that have been passed down, that is ending with you, that cycle is ending with you, and it's through your own empowerment, you kind of making this choice. No, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to change things around. I'm not just going to allow that programming to continue on with myself and my life. So I'm going to move on there. So very beautiful, very empowering here. There's something that we're learning, something new that we're doing that is really going to shift some kind of cycle or some kind of pattern for you. Very beautiful. I love that. It's like you're rewriting some kind of narrative or story within the family. Okay, final outcome, Two of Cups, the Devil, and Ace of Swords. So I want to say that for you this month is, you're on this road to integrating with yourself. So there's a powerful shift, realignment of that masculine and feminine. There's a balance, there's a harmony coming in here for you. But there's a lot of breakthroughs through that journey. So massive breakthroughs happening for you this month. What is this Five of Cups about? Seven of Swords, Five of Cups. I feel like someone is hiding their sadness. I don't feel like it's you, though. Someone is hiding their sadness. This is someone else. Eight of Swords, someone that's around you, someone that's connected to you. Could be this relationship, maybe someone that you have a connection with here. And they're dealing with their own cycles, their own negative cycles. And they're recognizing this, they're seeing this. A lot of this for them is bringing out into the light their negative cycles, attachments. Perhaps there's someone that has a tendency to hide a lot of things that they're realizing. Maybe they're realizing how, I feel like someone feels really stuck in a situation or stuck in a certain mindset. stuck in a certain way of thinking as well, or thinking that they're stuck, and it's causing them grief. It's causing them sadness. What is this about? Who is this, and what do we need to know? What does Aquarius need to know about this? 7 of Cups. Confusion. Not really knowing what to do with their emotions. Not really knowing what choices to make. But there is a new beginning here coming in for them. Taking a leap of faith. They are going to come out of this, though, with the Fool card. They are coming out of this energy. Maybe this is the energy they've been in for quite some time, but they are coming out of this. So what does Aquarius need to know about this? What does Spirit want Aquarius to know about this? That there's change. There's change happening. There's something shifting, moving. There's a lot of movement. Expect movement is what I'm hearing, like physical movement. So maybe some of you are moving. Some of you are going to be traveling, taking a trip, going somewhere. 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. One more. Wow, the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, so for you, Aquarius, I feel like there's someone here who, some of you could also be like business owners. But there, again, it's interesting that we have the Queen of Pentacles show up, because oh wow. And like at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. So beautiful new beginning, abundance. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles for you is someone who is stepping into a new like category of abundance. So depending on where you are in your finances or your resources, like what you have, it's increasing. It's going to the next level. And this is going to allow you to shift and move and go in the direction that you really feel called to. And I feel like there's a generosity here of spirit. There's something also here about aligning yourself with that, like working with spirit and allowing yourself to say yes to opportunities, allowing yourself to say yes to where you see abundance and where you see growth. So the Queen of Pentacles is really good at assessing, kind of grabbing opportunities where she sees them, where she sees potential for growth and really making the most out of it. So you're really in that mindset there. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is also a commitment. This is about making a commitment to something and really going all in is kind of what I'm seeing. And also being willing to build and grow and being able to work hard towards it. Knight of Pentacles are very hard workers. They take their time, but they are someone who allow themselves to, like get started, right? Like they allow themselves to assess the situation. What do I need to do? How do I go about this? Because I'm completely committed and devoted to this new beginning for myself. But I love that in the final outcome here, we have, they're all Pentacle cards, which is interesting. We have the Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 6, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. This is beautiful. So very abundant new beginnings in terms of your physical world. So this could be moving, a new job, maybe some of you are even going into education, like you're wanting to get a degree or you're wanting to get an advanced degree in something along those lines. Or maybe some of you are going to do very well in your business and you're able to pick up and move and travel. Maybe your lifestyle also is going to look different as well. You're wanting to change up your lifestyle. Maybe some of you are wanting to go from kind of staying in one place for a long time to going more into like a nomadic kind of lifestyle where you travel around and you get to work from your computer, that kind of thing. So I feel like there's a change in lifestyle here, but I also feel like, especially with this Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, there's this assessing, like what do I need to do? This Knight of Pentacles and Queen of Swords, both are very good assessing and planning out their next moves and their next, like, how am I going to do this in a very tangible way? How do I make this come true for myself? This vision that I have, these desires that I have, how do I make them real? And that's what you're going to be completely focused on this month here. And it's really going to bring in, it's going to call that in because that's where you're putting your energy and that's where you're putting your focus. So I really feel like there's going to be some kind of generosity or some kind of assistance that's coming in here, some kind of offer that's coming in here for you. So but I do feel if this was you, if you feel like you've been in a place where you've been kind of stuck in feeling, I don't know how to come out of this sadness, or this could be someone else as well. I feel like that's ending. I love how we had all these on top of these. We had all of these beautiful cards to indicate growth, new growth, change, movement, to really kind of shift this energy out of this place, the stuckness. So getting unstuck is going to be, I feel like, a theme here for this month. Okay, let's pull out some oracle cards. What is a challenge for Aquarius this month of September? A challenge for Aquarius this month. Courage. Yeah. Coming out of that comfort zone, allowing yourself to detach from things that are no longer resonating with you. And that could be, that's that strength card that we had earlier. Really allowing ourselves to break away from, certain things that have been unfair and unbalanced, and being willing to see the truth of that. So making some brave choices this month to put yourself first. But there is change. A lot of times when this card comes up, those waves indicate there's like a shift. And a lot of times, divine intervention will also kind of play a role in that, to really kind of wake us up, to really kind of shake us up, to not forget, like, look, don't forget the direction that, we're kind of pushing you towards, or the way that your soul wants to kind of move in, the direction that it wants to move in. There's a change, and there's some courage that's going to be asked of you in order for that change to happen. But you are safe and you are protected. You're protected, and I think there's also courage in being able to trust that too. That complete surrender and trust in the universe. So this could also be like a test in that too, testing how much you trust the universe, how much you can surrender. What's something positive for Aquarius this month? Oh, beautiful. Love that. Community and simplicity. Yes. So I really feel like a lot of you are actually going to start meeting people that can really help you on your journey. I feel like you're going to be meeting some people that are going to feel like you have support. If some of you feel like you've been alone, or you kind of feel like no one really gets it, or no one really understands what you're going through, you may have an opportunity this month to kind of meet with like-minded people, or to find some kind of community where you really feel seen and heard. So I see that coming in for some of you as well. The simplicity also, this kind of reminds me of that hermit energy that I see you in this month, where you're going to only focus on what empowers you. So I really see you cutting out some clutter here, cutting out, anything, whether that's through media or through food or through connections, even environments. Like, I just see you cutting out, like making it really simple. I'm only going to put my energy into the things that help me to build and grow and make me feel empowered and good about myself. So I really see you being very strict with that, and that's going to yield some really beautiful results, because you're shifting your energy in that way too. You're only allowing that good energy, or like the things that really help you to get to this this next stage, this new elevated space quicker. So that is how you're kind of co-creating with universe here. It's like, okay, I know that this is where I need to kind of get to, where am I still kind of entertaining certain things, like unknowingly, that may be hindering that growth, or maybe kind of slowing it down or delaying it. So I kind of feel like you're actually taking some action and speeding something up here. Like, you're speeding up the motion of how quickly you're ascending, or how quickly you're raising your vibration. There's something that you're doing or you're not doing anymore that's going to help with that. So it's like you're lightening up, like your energy is getting lighter. Yeah, beautiful. Love that. Okay, guidance from the unicorns here. Guidance from the unicorns for Aquarius this month of September. What do the unicorns have to say for Aquarius this month? Wow. I love it when these cards just all align with all the messages. Trust. Leap into the unknown, have faith, and move forward. Believe you will fly. Yeah. This is like a major, I almost want to say a lesson in trust. How much can you trust the universe? How much do you trust yourself as well? Because again, it's like, that leadership that we're coming into. Can you trust yourself to lead others? Like, can you be in that space? It starts with trusting yourself is what I'm hearing. Like, it starts with you being able to trust yourself. And that may not resonate with everyone, but I feel like for some of you, if you're wanting to kind of go into this space of leadership, maybe some of you are wanting to be like coaches, or, you're wanting to communicate something. I'm hearing something about, first, it's like learning to really trust yourself, your own inner guidance. And then that will naturally manifest as others will also trust the guidance that you give, or the information that you relay. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. And there's also something about kind of like walking the talk. So living through example, living through the things that you speak of or you communicate, being able to implement that in your own life as well. Or living by example. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more here. Animal guidance for Aquarius. Wow, beautiful. Transformation is beautiful. So when I was shuffling the cards, and I love that we have the 11 as well. It's a strong manifestation time here for you. When I was shuffling the cards, I felt like the message I was hearing is like, it's time to really shine. Because I feel like for some, it could be that you may have spent quite a bit of time really dimming your light. Maybe not really fully allowing others to see the full extent of who you are, or what you can offer, or, and it's okay that if some people don't like it, or if the people because the thing is that if certain people only stay in your life because you dim your light, those are not people that you want in your life to begin with. They're not people that really support your growth. They're not people who want to see you fully thrive and be that best version of yourself. That's a very conditional love. That's like a conditional acceptance. I will only be with you, will only love you. I will only, be friends with you if you stay within these parameters. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe for some of you, you're going to see change there. So as you allow yourself to fully just let yourself be seen, you may be surprised who takes an exit out of your life. And you also may be surprised to see who comes in. But have that courage and trust yourself, and allow that change to naturally happen. Yeah. Okay. I hope this reading was helpful and it resonated. You have a really beautiful, transformative month, a very powerful month this month for you, Aquarius. If this reading resonated, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And if you did resonate, comment below, because I would love to see or hear, how these messages relate to you in your life. So I will see you for next month, and I hope you have a wonderful month of September. Bye, Aquarius.